Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Grand Lux by Ciro Marchetti. The website on the top here is usgamesinc.com if you're interested. Supportive Oracle cards. You Are Clairvoyant Oracle cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. Website in the back for them is rockpoolpublishing.com.au. A as in apple, U as an umbrella. Feel free to freeze frame on any of that information if you would like it, of course. Of course. What do we have? What's up with that? Okay. There's like 6 face down cards here. So wasn't expecting that, but okay. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Why not, right? Another one. Okay. You got a lot of passion coming in. Okay, this is very interesting. You got a lot of social interaction going on. A lot of social interaction going on, but it's kind of like I don't feel like people are telling me what I need to know. A lot of social interaction, but you're like, but I can't get these pieces. It's kind of looking at a puzzle. I know pieces of it are missing. I just can't seem to find these pieces. It's like looking in a box for a certain piece, and you're just like, I can't find it. I just can't. I know it's there. I just can't seem to get to it. The threshold with the Two of Swords, somebody's literally blocking you. But the way they're trying to block you, I feel like they're trying to throw you off, but you're like, no, I see what you're doing. You're like, no, I see what you're doing. It's not working. You know they're trying to throw you off, but it's just not working. At this point, I almost feel like you're letting them think that they threw you off, but you know what you're looking for. Somebody's trying to throw you off. The thing is, I need to go with what I want. And you're very active in this situation. You're going like, all right, there's a block there for now. That's okay. I got stuff over here. And I got stuff over there. And I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. You're keeping yourself occupied. I don't see it really frustrating you, even though somebody's playing a little game with you, because it's kind of like, oh, we're playing a game. Okay, play a game with me. Okay, let's see. Is there value? What are they holding back? Like, what is it they're holding back? Is there value there? Maybe not. What is that? The 5, 8, 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Beauty card. They want to make it look like they have more than they actually do, is what I'm getting with this Empress. Because that's kind of like, they care about something, but if you find out that it's a situation they really can't do anything about, or they're trapped with it, and they got this Beauty card at the back here. It's just not working. This is just not working. They don't want you to find out that they really don't have much. That's what they're hiding from you. There's another possibility here, though. Somebody is like holding things back. They're holding back that they don't have anything. They don't want you to know they don't have anything. They're trying to show that they have more than they actually do. Which the game is fun. I feel like the fact that they're playing with you, you're like, oh, okay, let's see. I'll figure it out. You know you'll figure it out at some point, but the thing is, you're going to figure it out, and there's nothing there. So it's kind of like when I solve the puzzle, it's like, oh. I mean, I solved it, but like it's not a puzzle worth solving. And there's always puzzles. There's oodles and oodles of puzzles for you to solve, and you know that. It's not like it's the only thing to have your attention, but the fact that they don't want you to know is very enticing. Is there something else being blocked here? What else is being... There's something else here. There's more than one thing. Somebody is giving up their Ace of Cups. Long-standing history with this. This is the other thing. This is where your possibility is. Somebody is giving up their Ace of Cups. I'm getting the 10 of Swords with the Ace of Cups. Somebody's giving up their Ace of Cups. So just to be fair, that doesn't have to be romance. This could be a job situation in the sense of, like, you know, maybe there's a job that you want, but it's kind of like as long as that person's there, in some respect, maybe it just makes it more of a challenge to get in there. this person's giving up that Ace of Cups, which what I'm getting is when they give up the Ace of Cup, it leaves that for you. You can claim the Ace of Cup. It's Ace of Cups. I want to call it cup. I just like it's like this one. It's not like there's a lot of opportunities. It's just this one. It is kind of like, do you want it? And I feel like you do. It's kind of like, how do I get it? Somebody's going to get out of your way so you can get this Ace of Cup. I just want to call it cup. I just want to call it Ace of Cup. It's this cup. It's one. So if it's romance, you know it. I feel like you know what that is if it's romance. It's a long-standing connection. The Six of Cups is here too. A long-standing history here. Is there any other details with this Ace of Cup? Because I can't seem to get over it. Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Long. There might be some. The Justice card is there, but the question is, did the person who gives this up? I think that's what we're talking about. Should they have even have had that Ace of Cup? Should they have had it? Should it ever have been theirs? Is there damage? No, I don't think there's any damage. But is this good for you? Is this Ace of Cup? I am. That's how I'm going to refer to it. The whole reading. I can already see it. Is this good for Gemini? Is this cup good for Gemini? Like, is it? Four of Pentacles, and then the Temperance card. All right. So I keep wondering if this is good for you. Temperance is your opposite. Good card, not good for Gemini usually. This opportunity that's here, it's kind of like all that glitters isn't gold. You know, it may look like you want it, but you may find if you get it, that it really will drive you nuts. It may be a very fun thing to have. It's kind of like that job that, like, it looks great from the outside, maybe pays well, but once you do it, it's so regimented and so, you know, there's so many things that you think, well, there's going to be so many things I have to do, it won't be bad, but they're so similar that it's just kind of like there's a lot of things to do, but I don't really like any of them. It's one of those things. It's kind of like, you know, dealing with accounting if you don't like math. I like math. But if you don't like math, it's like having all these accounting possibilities, all these customers, clients, but every time it's accounting every time. And if you don't like accounting, it's kind of like, yeah, I got a lot of possibilities to work all these different people, but every time it's going to be doing accounting. Every time. Like, it's not as fun as you thought. There might be a lot of possibilities, but the question is, do you really want these possibilities? I feel like they're trying to help you realize before you get into it that definitely you can have this. That Ace of Cup is yours. If you want it, it can be yours. But it's kind of like pull back for a second and really make sure you want it. Look a little deeper. Just make sure you want it, because if you want it, it will be yours. I just keep going like that Temperance. It's highly seductive. It's kind of like that Temperance coming in with the Gemini. It's like it's an energy that you're very drawn to, that you can have a lot of fun with in a short term, but long term it will drive you crazy. You will not be happy with it. It's a very combustible connection. It's kind of like your air and this is fire, but you're kind of like ether or what do we like something combustible. You're a combustible air. You're a combustible gas. You're a combustible gas, and that is literally fire. Boom. It's gonna be. It's kind of like when it's under control, it's fun. It can be a really good light show, but when it starts destroying things, it's not fun. You know, when it starts destroying things that you want to keep, then it's not fun. That's what they're warning about this, because that Ace of Cup, somebody else already realized that this is not as good as it looked like. They didn't like it. They thought they'd like it too, and they got it. Find out why they're leaving. That's your trick. If you can do that, find out why they're giving it up, because they got the Ten of Swords with walking away from it, in the sense of like they feel completely defeated and they do not like it. This is something they thought they wanted, and once they got into it, they decided they did not want it. If you can get them to talk to you and tell you why they didn't ultimately want it and they walked away from it, or however that ended, I feel like you'll understand what you really want from this. You might be overly enticed anyway and have a hard time walking away from it, but it's up to you. It's up to you. They're just trying to give you a heads up because they're saying sooner or later you're going to decide maybe this isn't for me either. This is like my successfully single card, very stable by themselves. I feel like you're going to give up that Ace of Cup too at some point. So they're just kind of letting you know you'll get that Ace of Cups if you want it. Definitely, you'll keep it as long as you really want it. You just may realize that it maybe was one of those things where, I thought I wanted it, I really didn't. And in fact, if I never had it, I'd have been happier. It might be one of those things. Be aware of it. Find out why this person left. The person that got out of your way, find out why they got out of your way. Find out why. Because you're Gemini. You'll see more possibilities. There's other things out there for you. It's finding what you want. Sometimes it's really enticing just because it's kind of like it's been eluding you for the longest time, and you're like, oh, and now I can have it. But even though now you can have it, just be sure you really want it. Just be really sure you really want it. If you find out the information, I feel like you'll be able to really decide, all right, do I really want to give this a shot or not? Some of you will still want to do it because you'll have ideas to make it better, and then you do what you got to do. That's how it's going to be. Other of you will see what it is and be like, well, no. So if you get more information and you're like, that's what the problem is, this is what I can do to make that more to my liking, knock your socks off, of course. In all these readings, do what you want to do. But if you can get that edge, you have a much higher success rate of like getting what you actually want. I don't know if it would be permanent either way, but at least if you get into it on your terms, you'll enjoy it a lot more, and that's something. I feel like ultimately you will walk away from this Ace of Cup yourself as well. It kind of reminds me of like somebody who gets involved with another person, just in case it is romance. I'll just go down this road. It's kind of like getting involved with another person, and you realize the reason the last person left was maybe because this person likes to see multiple people. They're not monogamous, and you're like, well, maybe I can work with that. Maybe I can deal with that. But ultimately, you're like, you know what? I don't think this is for me. I'm gonna have to move on from it because they're not gonna change, and I have to accept that. Something like that. I'm not saying like having multiple partners is a bad thing. I'm just saying you may think you can work with it, and then when push comes to shove, you're like, you know what? Not really. It's not for me. So they're like, if you can see it going into it, and you can make yourself, get into a line with what it is, and line yourself up with what it is that may not work for you, and decide if that really is something you can work with or not, you'll have a much better success rate in whatever you come with next with this Ace of Cup. It seems very alluring. That's the thing. This Ace of Cup really feels very alluring. But I feel like another reason I keep referring to it as the Ace of Cup is because it's already defined. It's not cups. It's not like possibilities. It's like it's already defined. This is what it is. You know what I mean? I think we're done. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same email. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.